start the recording. To establish relationship between physical quantities involving a fluid phenomena using only dimensions of physical quantities. So in this method, we first of all see what are the various variables involving a fluid phenomena, and then we write their dimensions, and based on their dimensions we come up with an equation which we can further use for experimentation related to the same phenomena. So it's a pure mathematical technique in which using the dimensions we derive the equation of between various physical parameters to establish relationship between them, and more importantly to be used in the experimental work. What are the uses of dimension analysis? Number one, to develop an equation for a fluid phenomena in dimensional form, that I have already explained. This mathematical technique is used in research work for design and for conducting model tests. In dimension analysis, one first predicts the physical parameters that will influence the flow. Obviously, that requires complete knowledge of the subject and experience as well to know that this particular phenomena, like flow over a spillway, flow in a pipe, there are many other, you can say, scenarios relating to fluid flow phenomena, and based on experience, based on the knowledge, one can predict that these could be the possible important parameters involved, and then using grouping these parameters in dimensionless combinations, like in the form of Reynolds number, in the form of Froude number, etc., a better understanding of the flow phenomena is made possible. It is particularly helpful in experimental work because it provides a guide to those things that significantly influence the phenomena. Thus, it indicates the direction in which the experimental work should go. So, as I mentioned already, that more importantly, this concept is used in experimental work. Before starting the experiment, we should know what we have to find in the experiment, what sort of experiment we should do. So, to do that, obviously we need to have some idea about the different parameters involved, and then how they are interacted, how they are related with each other. So this inside this you can say preliminary information, important information we can obtain through this dimension analysis. There are two types of the dimensions you already know. Fundamental dimensions are basic quantities which are normally mass, length and time, and sometime in some literature they have taken force as also as the fundamental dimension in case of FLT system, force length time system. Derived dimensions are those, you know, which are based on more than one basic dimensions like velocity, acceleration, density, etc. So those who possess more than one fundamental dimensions are the derived dimensions, or secondary dimensions we call them. Normally we have two system of fundamental dimensions we can take into account as far as dimension analysis is concerned. So we have the MLT system, mass length time system, and we have the FLT system, force length and time system. So both can be converted to each other, like if you want to write the units of force in terms of mass, so MLT minus 2, and in terms of mass, in terms of force, we can write FL minus 1 T square based on the Newton's second law, that is F is equal to ma. Next is the methodology of dimension analysis. So we'll discuss the methods in the next slide. So one of the important thing which is used methods relating to dimension analysis is the dimensional homogeneity. So this is the main concept that we have to use to find finally the final forms of the dimensional equations. So the basic principle in forming the dimension analysis equations, that is dimensional homogeneity, which means that dimensions of each term in an equation on both sides are equal. So what is dimension homogeneity, or what is dimensionally homogeneous equation? You already know it, that if the terms involved on both sides of the equation they have same powers, so it means that the equation is dimensionally homogeneous. So such an equation in which dimensions of each term on both sides of the equation are same is known as dimensionally homogeneous equation. Such equations are independent of the system of units. For example, let us consider this equation you have already learned hopefully in FM1 course. V is equal to under root 2gh. So we have to see whether this equation is dimensionally homogeneous or not. So what you can do, what are the dimensions of velocity? Lt minus 1. And we can check the dimensions of the right hand side terms combinedly. So what is the dimensions of this under root 2gh? Dimensions of g acceleration due to gravity is Lt minus 2 and dimensions of h is L. So if you simplify it, L square over T square and take under root, so it will be Lt minus 1. So it means that left hand side of equation is equal to the right hand side of equation as far as the dimensions of the terms are concerned. So it means that this is dimensionally homogeneous equation. So this is how you can check many other equations for their dimension homogeneity. What are the applications of dimension homogeneity? What we can do using this concept? Number one, to check given an equation in SI system and you are asked to change it to FPS system, from metric system to foot pound second system or to English system we call it. So that we can do and vice versa also. So for these applications, the and right side terms, and then we can check the dimensions are same on both sides of the equation or not. For example, dimensions of head loss is length L, dimension of F friction factor is 1 because it is dimensionless parameter, dimension of L is again the length, dimension of velocity Lt minus 1, so it will be V square, so L square T minus 2, dimension of acceleration due to gravity Lt minus 2 and dimension of diameter is L. So simplifying it, L T square minus 2 T minus 2 T minus 2 will be cancelled, L square and L square will be cancelled, so there will be left hand side of the equation will be equal to right hand side of the equation. So it means that this is also dimensionally homogeneous equation. So as I mentioned, you can check many equations using this concept. Then the third application was to convert one equation from one system to other system. So this example is given over here. Convert the following equation into English system. So we have the Manning's equation given in SI system. ये भी आपने equation पढ़ी हुई है. V is equal to 1 over n r power 2 by 3 s power 1 by 2. So this is the equation, Manning's equation in SI system, and you are asked to change it to FPS system. Now we can introduce one coefficient constant by writing it into in English system. So V is equal to K into 1 over n r power 2 by 3 s power 1 by 2. So this is the equation in FPS system, and we need to find the K value. That is the only difference. So substitute the dimensions of physical. So first step is you just write the dimensions of these properties, these quantities. Dimension of V is Lt minus 1, K will be dimensionless parameter, and Manning's coefficient has no dimension, it is dimensionless again. R hydraulic radius, its dimension is length, L power 2 by 3, and slope is again ratio of two same quantities, length over length or height over length, so it is again 1. So from this we can find the value of K. K will be equal to this L power 2 by 3 will go to the other side. So L power 1 minus 2 by 3. So that will be L power 1 by 3. T minus 1. Now we know that the time units are same in both SI and FPS system. There is no conversion or time between FPS and SI system. दोनों में time second में है और same है. There is a conversion required from SI to FPS system while the length is concerned. So we know that 1 meter is the unit in SI, meter of length, unit of length, and unit of length in FPS is feet. So there is a conversion from meter to feet, that is 1 meter is 3.28 feet. So that you can put over here. And while if you put the value, so K comes to be 1.49. So V is equal to 1.49 over n r power 2 by 3 s power 1 by 2. This is the equation in English system or FPS system. The only difference is that there is 1.49 instead of 1. So this is one example where we can convert one equation in one system from one system to other system. So any problem up to this point? Can you do this? क्यों भी कर लेंगे ये? यहाँ तक किसी को इशू हो कोई?
No sir, कोई issue.
चलो.
No sir.
Okay, so moving next. Next thing is methods of dimension analysis. So there are two methods that we use for this purpose: Rayleigh's method and the Buckingham's pi theorem. Now, in Rayleigh's method, first of all, we should discuss. So it is the method used for determining the expression for a variable, dependent variable, which depends on maximum 3 to 4 variables. So it can give you better results if the number of independent variables are 3 to 4. If they are more than that, then we have some, you can say, less effective solution and less effective equation can be achieved in this case. If the number of independent variables are more than 4, then it is very difficult to obtain expression for dependent variable. Expression तो आ जाता है, लेकिन problem वही है कि that expression is not that much meaningful. तो ये चीज़ हमने वहाँ देखनी होती है कि कोई meaningful expression हमारे पास आ जाए इसका. Okay, so in this method, let x is the dependent variable which depends on x1, x2 and x3, and which are the independent variables. So we can write according to Rayleigh's method, x is a function of x1, x2, x3 and x4 or so on, whatever are the number of you can say variables are there. And we can also write in this form that x is some non-dimensional parameter times x1 power a, x2 power b and x3 power c. So this is in the form of you can say dimensionless. This is in the form of the equation in exponents form, where that we have given some power or exponent to the independent variables. So this is another form that we can write in this equation, in this method, and then we solve for these using the dimension homogeneity. We solve for these a, b and c. We find the value and then put it back, and then we simplify the equation. So this is the procedure that we normally follow for this method that I will discuss in the next slide. Where k is a constant, a, b, c are arbitrary powers which are obtained by comparing powers of fundamental dimension. This is the main procedure. By the rule of homogeneity or concept of dimension homogeneity, we compare the powers of fundamental dimensions on both sides of the equation, and then finally you get this a, b and c by simultaneously solving the equations for powers of basic dimensions, and then we put it back and get the final answer. This is the procedure mentioned for Rayleigh's method that we have to follow over here. First of all, you need to write down the वेरिएबल्स इन्वॉल्व इन द फिनोमिना. जो भी आपको प्रॉब्लम दिया उसमें देखना है आपने कौन सा डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल है, कौन सा इंडिपेंडेंट है, वो आपने लिख लेने हैं. एंड देन यू हैव टू राइट द फंक्शनल फॉर्म ऑफ द इक्वेशन. y is dependent variable and x2, x3, x1, x2, x3 are the independent variable. So y is function of these. Then we can write the equation in exponential form, that y is a function of x1 power a, x2 power b and x3 power c. Then we select the suitable system of fundamental dimension. This is important thing. If in the numerical force are the parameters relating to force, like stress वगैरह जो है, that is involved. So better is to use the FLT system, force length time system. But if somebody uses the MLT system, that will also work. So that you should keep in mind. And you need to select the सिस्टम ऑफ यूनिट टू बी यूज, MLT और FLT दोनों में से कौन सा यूज करना है वो चेक कर लेंगे. अगर फोर्स इन्वॉल्व है तो FLT यूज कर लें या MLT भी कर लेंगे तो वो भी ठीक है. आफ्टर दैट यू नीड टू सब्स्टिट्यूट द डायमेंशंस ऑफ द फिजिकल क्वांटिटीज इन्वॉल्व इन दिस इक्वेशन. तो इनके दोनों तरफ जो भी क्वांटिटीज हैं, यहाँ y है उसकी डायमेंशन लिख देंगे x1, x2, x3 की, You write the dimensions of y, x1, x2, x3, and then equating the powers of the basic dimensions using the dimensional homogeneity, we can develop the equations for the powers of basic quantities on both sides, and then simultaneously solving, we can find the values of each exponent a, b, c, and then we put it back and finalize the equation. So this method already mentioned is ideal up to 3 independent variables, because we can have maximum 3 equations based on the 3 fundamental dimensions. तो 3 से ज़्यादा इक्वेशन नहीं हो सकती इसमें जो हम बनाएंगे, तो इसलिए 3 इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल तक तो ठीक है, उससे ज़्यादा जो अगर होंगी तो फिर ये मेथड थोड़ा इशू करता है. Now let us solve few numericals relating to this method. The resistive force R of a supersonic plane during the flight can be considered as dependent. So it is a dependent variable, resistive force R. It is dependent on length of the aircraft, velocity, air viscosity mu, air density rho, and bulk modulus K. So ये dependent variable है और ये 5 independent variable पे depend कर रहा है. Although this method is not recommended for more than 3 independent variables, but just to learn how to use it, we can just discuss this method in this, or we can utilize this method. Express the functional relationship between the variables and resistive force. So we know that 6 variables are involved in this, are dependent, which depends on function of length, velocity, viscosity, density, and K, which is bulk modulus of air. We can write in terms of exponential form this equation. R is A is non-dimensional constant. इसको ना भी लिखे तो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, जैसा आप लिख देंगे R is a function of these, L power A, V power B, mu power C, rho power D, and K power E. Now then substituting the power, the dimensions of the parameters. What are dimensions of, and using the MLT system. अगर हम MLT system use कर लें या FLT भी कर लें, both will work. Using the MLT system, what are the dimensions of force? That is mass into acceleration, MLT minus 2. What is dimension of length? That is L power A. What is dimension of velocity? V, LT minus 1 power B. Dimensions of absolute viscosity, that is L minus 1 T minus 1 power C. So this dimension you should find yourself, ये आपको पता होनी चाहिए, and this comes from Newton's equation of viscosity. इसको नोट कर ले, tau is equal to mu time du over dy. So writing the dimensions you can find the dimension of mu. तो ये आपने खुद से करना है और चेक करना है कि यही dimension आती है कि नहीं. ml minus 1 T minus 1 is the dimension of absolute viscosity. Dimension of density is ml. This is mass over volume, ml minus 3 is powered is d, and dimensions of bulk modulus air, that is dimensions of stress. So dimensions of stress is force over area, dimensions of force is ml minus 2, and area is L square divided by L square. So this will be ml minus 1 T minus 2 power E. So the dimensions of the parameters involved must be on your fingertips. तो ये आपको याद होनी चाहिए dimensions, ताकि आप यहाँ लिख सकें. So this is the main step, writing the parameters involved in dimensional form. Now the third very important step is we will equate the powers of the basic parameters involved, like mass, length, and time, on both sides of the equation. So on the right side of the equation, first of all, equating power of m. What is the power of m for on the left side of equation? That is 1. And on the right side of the equation, what are the powers of m combinedly? So this is c plus d plus e. So c plus d plus e is the powers of m on the right side. Similarly for L, power on the left hand side is 1, and on the right side it is b, a plus b minus c minus 3d minus e. So 1 is equal to a plus b minus c minus 3d minus e. So these are the powers of L on left and right side of the equation. Then power of T, on the left hand side it is minus 2, and on the left hand side it is minus b minus c and minus 2e. क्यों भी ये समझ आ गई इक्वेशन लिख लेंगे, how to write the equation while equating the powers of the basic quantities. Anybody who is still not able to understand? क्यों भी सबको समझ आ गई है?
Yes sir.
तो इस तरह आपने ये लिख लेनी है. And next step would be, now we have 3 equations and 5 variables. So what we can do, we can write 3 variables in terms of other 2 variables, and that also comes from the experience, that which variables to be written to the other in terms of other variables, so that we can get the meaningful expression. Anyhow, so over here 3 equations, 5 variables, so we have to write few variables in terms of other variables. So over here we can write variable a, b and d. यहाँ पे correct कर लीजिएगा, c नहीं है, d है, in terms of c and e. So writing the variables a, b and d in terms of c and d, we can write d is equal to 1 minus, so if you see the equation number 1, so d is equal to 1 minus c minus e. So d is 1 minus c minus e, and from equation number 3 we can write b is equal to 2 minus c minus 2e. तो जब आप लिख के खुद करेंगे ऑब्वियसली आपको ये समझ आ जाएगी कैसे इक्वेशन लिखी. वेरी सिंपल वन, तो इतना मुश्किल नहीं है. नाउ इफ यू लुक एट इक्वेशन नंबर, if you put the values of d and b to equation number 2, we can solve it for a. So writing the from equation 1 and 3 and putting it in equation 2, we can write 1 minus b plus c plus 3d plus e. So putting the value of b and d and then simplifying it, we can get a is equal to 2 minus c. So we have expressed a, b and d in terms of c and e. Now then we can put the values of a, b and d in this equation, this one. We can put the value of a over here, b and d, and c and e will remain the same. So putting the values and simplifying it, we can write a l 2 minus power 2 minus 1, v 2 minus c minus 2e, and mu power c will remain as it is, rho power 1 minus c minus e, and k power e. So we can separate the powers which with the constant powers, and the powers involving the exponents, other exponents. So a into l square into v square into rho power 1, that can be separated, a l square v square rho, and the terms involving power c can be separated, like l power minus c, v power minus c, rho power this mu power c and rho power minus c. So we can group the terms involving power c, and then we can group the terms involving power e, like v power minus 2e and rho power e and k power e. And then further we can write this a is non-dimensional constant. अगर ये नहीं भी लिखेंगे तो that will work. Rho l square v square, and this will be mu over rho v l power c, and the other will be k over rho v square power e. So this is we can write this is the final form of the equation, that resistive force is equal to some non-dimensional constant into rho l square v square and function of further mu over rho v l into k over rho v square. So this is how we can get this equation using the Rayleigh's method. क्योंकि सबको समझ आ गई है, anybody still not able to understand how to use the Rayleigh's method to find the dimensional form of the equation? Any question up till now?
No, sir.
Okay, so now further let us solve another numerical using this Rayleigh's method. It is solved. It is problem 7.2, chapter number 7 of Doherty book. You can also read that chapter for this dimension analysis. One half of that chapter deals with the dimension analysis. तो वहीं से भी आप ये पढ़ सकते हैं सारी चीज़ें. So it is 7.2 numerical where you have been asked to derive the expression for drag force on a torpedo. Torpedo is a missile fired by submarine underwater. So that is we need to find the expression for the drag on submerged torpedo. The parameters involved are the size of the torpedo L. So there's the length, size of the torpedo, velocity, viscosity of the water, and density of water. So these are the independent parameters on which the drag force depending. So this is one independent variable, drag force, and there are 4 independent variables which are involved in this. So using Rayleigh's method, we can write the functional form of equation that drag force is a function of L, V, mu and rho. And then we can write the exponential form of the equation that drag force is some function of L power A, V power B, mu power C and rho power D. Then selecting the FLT system. तो यहाँ पे क्योंकि फोर्स इन्वॉल्व है तो हम FLT सिस्टम यूज कर सकते हैं. अगर कोई MLT सिस्टम भी यूज करता है, if somebody uses the MLT system, that will also work. So using FLT system, writing the dimensions of this equation number 2, dimension of force is F, length is L, velocity is Lt minus 1 power B, mu is L, F minus FL minus 2T power C, and dimensions of density is in terms of force, that is L FL minus 4T square power D. So these dimensions you should know for these parameters in terms of mass and in terms of force as well. Now then we can equate the powers of FLT on both sides of the equation. For F we know power 1 on left side and power is C plus D on right side. So 1 is equal to C plus D. From this we can get D is equal to 1 minus C. Again, there are 3 equations and 4 parameters. So we can express A, B and D in terms of C. Then equating power of L on the left hand side is 0. No L is involved. So इसको 0 power लिख सकते हैं. On the right side, power of L is A plus B minus 2C minus 4D. A plus B plus minus 2C minus 4D. And power of T is now again not present, so its power. तो जहाँ वो पैरामीटर मौजूद नहीं है तो उसकी पावर हम 0 ले सकते हैं. So where the parameter is not involved, not present, so we can take its power 0. So power of any parameter 0 means 1. तो यहाँ 1 तो है, तो इसलिए हमने इसको 0 ले लिया है. So power of T on the left hand side is 0. On the right hand side it is minus B plus C plus 2D. Now from 1 we can write D is equal to 1 minus C. From equation number 3, putting the value of D, we can get B is equal to 2 minus C, and putting the value of D and B in equation number 2 and solving it, we can get A is equal to 2 minus C. So you should solve it at your places and get these answers. After that you can put the values back in this equation 2, values of A, B and C and D. So this will be L power 2 minus A is 2 minus C, V is power B 2 minus C and C is remain same, and D is 1 minus C. Again we can group those parameters involving the constant power, like power of L is 2, power of V is 2 and power of mu is 1 and rho is 1. So we can write rho L square V square, power of mu is C, rho L square V square, and those who having involving power C we can be grouped, like power of C, mu is power C positive, and there is power of L minus C, power of V minus C and power of rho minus C. So you can write in this way mu over L, rho VL power C, and if you take this rho to this mu to the denominator, so that will become rho VL over mu, and we know that rho VL over mu is Reynolds number. So we can write 1 over Reynolds number power C or simply Reynolds number, so that will not make any difference. So finally we can write drag force is equal to rho V square L square, and especially the function of Reynolds number. This is how we can develop the dimensional form of the equation. Remember one thing, that dimensional analysis does not give you the complete or final form of the equation. It just guides you that this could be the possible equation involving these parameters. तो ये आपने ध्यान में रखना है, dimensional analysis से final solution नहीं आता. जैसे आप देख सकते हैं कि ये finally कोई equation नहीं बनी, लेकिन ये आपको guide कर देता है कि इसमें कौन कौन से, जब आपने experiment करने हैं drag force के, कौन कौन से parameter involved होंगे, especially Reynolds number जो है आपने उसमें find करना है. तो ये चीज़ इसमें चीज़ जो है important है. Now the second method is Buckingham's pi theorem. Now one limitation of Rayleigh's method that we have discussed, that if number of independent variables involved are more than 4 especially, so this Rayleigh's method becomes very difficult appropriate equation. So in this case this difficulty can be managed by Buckingham's pi theorem. The Buckingham pi theorem can be used to find the expression for dependent variable which is depending on more than 4 independent variables. So according to this theorem, if there are n variables independent and dependent in both in a physical phenomena, and if these variables contain m fundamental dimensions, then these variables can be arranged into n minus m dimensionless terms, which is called pi term. What is a pi term? It is a dimensionless term, and it is obtained. How many pi terms are to be involved? That is n minus m. N is the total number of variables involved, including dependent and independent. तो इसका मतलब है जो भी आपको प्रॉब्लम दिया होगा उसमें आपने देखना है टोटल वेरिएबल कितने हैं, डिपेंडेंट और इंडिपेंडेंट मिला के, एंड देन इट डिपेंड्स ऑन द टोटल नंबर ऑफ फंडामेंटल डायमेंशंस इन्वॉल्व इन द न्यूमेरिकल. सो हाउ विल यू गेट दिस? कितनी डायमेंशंस इन्वॉल्व है, मैक्सिमम कितनी हो सकती हैं फंडामेंटल डायमेंशन, और कैसे पता चलेगा कि इस न्यूमेरिकल में कितनी इन्वॉल्व है? क्यों भाई, एनी आइडिया? यस, QBCRs, टोटल नंबर ऑफ फंडामेंटल डायमेंशंस कितनी हो सकती हैं, और कैसे पता चलेगा कि इस न्यूमेरिकल में कितनी इन्वॉल्व है, किसी भी न्यूमेरिकल में?
सर टोटल 7 है.
फंडामेंटल डायमेंशन 7 होती हैं. क्या हो गया भाई?
सर
3 तीन ही हो सकती हैं. मैथ लेंथ या टाइम या फोर्स लेंथ टाइम यही हो सकती हैं, तो मैक्सिमम 3 हो सकती हैं. अब कैसे पता चले कि इस पर्टिकुलर न्यूमेरिकल में कितनी इन्वॉल्व है, वो कैसे हम देखेंगे? क्यों भी एनी आइडिया? सिंपल है, बहुत मुश्किल नहीं है.
सर उसकी यूनिट्स देखकर जो हम डाल रहे हैं
Yes.
यूनिट्स देख.
तो जो पैरामीटर्स इन्वॉल्व हैं वो आप लिख लेंगे, जैसे वेलोसिटी है, डेंसिटी है, कोई भी है, तो फिर देखेंगे उनमें कौन कौन सी डायमेंशंस आ रही हैं. तो अगर तीनों ही आ रही हैं किसी न किसी में, ज़रूरी नहीं है कि हर टर्म में तीनों आ रही हैं, जैसे वेलोसिटी में 2 हैं, लेकिन कुल मिला के जो पैरामीटर्स हैं उनमें अगर तीनों आ रही हैं तो इट मीन्स के 3 इसके जो हैं वो होंगे, फंडामेंटल डायमेंशन 3 इन्वॉल्व होंगे. ठीक है, क्लियर है भाई? इज इट क्लियर?
सर एक क्वेश्चन है.
यस सर.
पूछे.
सर कुछ इक्वेशंस ऐसी होती हैं जिसमें जो इक्वल नहीं होती, जिसके अंदर हमारे पास डायमेंशंस इक्वल नहीं होती. लाइक हमने हाइड्रोलॉजी में देखा था जब फ्लड एस्टिमेशन की थी, उसमें अप्रोचेस में जितनी भी क्वेश्चन थी वो डायमेंशनली इनकरेक्ट थी. तो उस केस में तो ये थ्योरम्स नहीं लगेंगे हमारे पास.
जी, जाहिर है इसके लिए डायमेंशनली होमोजीनियस इक्वेशन का होना ज़रूरी है, क्योंकि उसी को यूज़ करके हम फिर, जैसे आपने देखा, इक्वेशनें बनाते हैं और पावर निकालते हैं. जाहिर है वो चीज़ यहाँ पे नहीं आएगी. और वैसे भी इसमें हम वो इन इक्वेशन को यूज़ नहीं करेंगे, हम खुद से इक्वेशन बनाएंगे. तो इसलिए अंडरस्टूड होगा कि जो भी इक्वेशन बनाने जा रहे हैं उसमें डायमेंशनल होमोजेनिटी वैलिड है. ठीक है,
ओके सर.
और दूसरा जो है उसको हम डायमेंशनली इनकरेक्ट वर्ड नहीं यूज़ कर सकते. डायमेंशनली आप कह लें होमोजीनियस नहीं है वो, करेक्ट तो वो होती हैं, क्योंकि देर आर मैनी अदर इक्वेशन जिसको हम इंपीरिकल इक्वेशंस बोलते हैं, जिसमें डायमेंशनल होमोजेनिटी होना ज़रूरी नहीं है. ठीक है, उसको एज इट इज़ ही हम यूज़ करते हैं, और वो पूरी दुनिया में काफ़ी जगह पे चलती हैं इक्वेशनें और सही रिजल्ट भी देती हैं. ठीक है,
ओके सर.
जी, एनी अदर क्वेश्चन? So in this way you will count the total number of variables, and you will count the total number of fundamental dimensions involved in the numerical. So that the number of pi terms that we have to make will be n minus m. Total number of variable minus, जैसे 5 अगर वेरिएबल है, 6 हैं और 3 डायमेंशन है, तो 6 minus 3, तो we need to make 3 pi terms. So let x1, x2, x3, x4, xn are the variables involved in a physical problem. Let x1 be the dependent variable, and x2, x3, x4 and up to xn are the independent variables on which x1 depends. So mathematically we can write x1 is a function of x2, x3, x4, xn, and in this form we can further write that function x1, x2, x3, x4, xn is equal to 0. Now above equation is dimensionally homogeneous, that is as I already mentioned, it is understood. It contains n variables, and if there are m fundamental dimensions, then it can be written in terms of dimension groups, dimensionless. This should be dimensionless groups called pi terms. तो ये dimensionless groups आना चाहिए, जिसको हम pi term बोलते हैं. तो इसको आप अपने स्लाइड से भी करेक्ट कर लेना. So dimensionless groups called pi terms which are equal to n minus m. Hence, finally we can write this equation: function pi 1, pi 2, pi 3, pi n minus m is equal to 0. And then we further simplify it. Function of others and so on. Each of system of units. Remember this, every term division or pi term पे कुछ चेंज नहीं आती, वो वैसी ही रहती है. Each pi term contains m plus 1 variables. तो ये जब pi term हम लिखते हैं किसी भी pi term को, तो उसमें m plus 1 variables आएंगे, where m is the number of fundamental dimensions and also called as repeating variables appear in every pi term. तो कुछ वेरिएबल जो गए होते हैं न्यूमेरिकल से बराबर वेरिएबल सेलेक्ट करते हैं जो कि रिपीटिंग वेरिएबल होने चाहिए. अगर फंडामेंटल डायमेंशन 3 है तो 3 वेरिएबल होंगे रिपीटिंग, और अगर 3 से कम है तो उतने रिपीटिंग वेरिएबल होंगे. सो वी नीड टू सेलेक्ट द आउट ऑफ द गिवन वेरिएबल्स एटलीस्ट m number of variables. M is the number of fundamental dimensions involved. M number of variables as the repeating variables which appear in every pi term with different powers. And the remaining one, for example, if you are given with 5 total number of variables, we will select 3 out of them as repeating, and remaining 2 will be the non-repeating, which will come one by one in every pi term. Like in this case, we have x1, x2, x3 and x4, x5. 5 variables we have, and we have selected x2, x3, x4 as the repeating variable. X1 and x5 will be the non-repeating variable. So this is how we can write the pi terms. Pi 1 will be x2, x3, x4. So this is the repeating variables. Power a1, b1, and this is c1. You can correct it, and into one non-repeating variable. Then pi 2 will be again x2, x3, x4 with different powers and one non-repeating variable. तो ये तरीका है pi term लिखने का, repeating variables into one non-repeating variable. तो इस तरह pi term को हम लिखते हैं. So each pi term contains m plus 1 variables. M mean repeating variables and 1 is the non-repeating variable. So finally, then each term is solved by principle of dimensional homogeneity. ये dimensional homogeneity आएगा. इसको आप करेक्ट कर लेना. तो इसमें भी डायमेंशन होमोजेनिटी का कॉन्सेप्ट लगाते हैं. वी एक्चुअली then write the dimensions of each term involved, each parameter involved, and the dimensions of pi will be, what will be the dimensions of pi? क्यों भी क्या dimensions होंगी इसकी pi term की?
कोई dimension नहीं होगी सर.
तो इसमें हम लिखेंगे, अगर हम MLT सिस्टम यूज कर रहे हैं तो we can write M0, L0, T0, या FLT यूज कर रहे हैं तो F0, L0, T0. ठीक है, तो उनकी पावर 0 ले लेंगे, यानी कि कोई डिमेंशन नहीं है इसकी, और बाकी जो होंगी उसकी डिमेंशन लिख देंगे. सो वी हैव टू राइट द डिमेंशंस ऑफ ईच टर्म इन्वॉल्व्ड in the pi term, and then we'll, using the dimension homogeneity, create the powers of the basic quantities on both sides of the equation. That just we did in the previous method, and we make the equation and solve them to get the values of these exponents. Then we'll put back the values, and then finally we write this equation. Either n pi 1 is equal to pi 2, pi 3, pi 4, or pi 2 is equal to सो दैट पाई टर्म इन्वॉल्विंग द डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल उसको हम एक तरफ ले जाएंगे और जो कि दूसरी हैं उनको दूसरी तरफ ले जाएंगे. इस तरह we'll get the final form of the equation. How to select the repeating variables? So some guidelines are given. Firstly, number of repeating variables must be equal to number of fundamental dimensions involved in the numerical. अगर 3 है तो 3 repeating variable होंगे, अगर 3 से कम है तो वो repeating variable होंगे. The choice of repeating variable is gone by following consideration. Number 1, as far as possible, dependent variables should not be selected as repeating variables. तो जहाँ तक मुमकिन हो जो डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल है उसको हम रिपीटिंग वेरिएबल में ना लें. ये गाइडलाइन है, अगर कोई ले लेता है तो वो भी यानी कि आंसर तो उसका आ ही जाएगा, लेकिन बेहतर है कि ना लें. सो एज फार एज पॉसिबल डिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल शुड नॉट बी सिलेक्टेड एज रिपीटिंग वेरिएबल. नंबर 2, repeating variable should be chosen in such a way that one variable contains geometric property, other contain flow property and third contain fluid property. तो ये भी इंश्योर करना है, बेहतर ऐसा ही है कि एक जो रिपीटिंग वेरिएबल है वो ज्योमेट्री से हो, जैसे लेंथ है, डायमीटर है. एक जो है वो फ्लो प्रॉपर्टी से हो, जैसे वेलोसिटी है मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम या एक्सेलरेशन है. और एक जो है वो फ्लूइड प्रॉपर्टी से हो, जैसे डेंसिटी है, काइनेमेटिक विस्कोसिटी है, एब्सोल्यूट विस्कोसिटी है. So in this way the repeating variable should be selected. The repeating variable should form a dimensionless group. Repeating variables together must have same number of fundamental dimensions. तो रिपीटिंग वेरिएबल जो है वो फंडामेंटल डायमेंशन के बराबर होने चाहिए. नो टू रिपीटिंग वेरिएबल शुड हैव सेम डायमेंशन. तो अगर इसी को फॉलो करेगा तो उसका बेहतर एक इक्वेशन आएगी. तो ऐसा नहीं करना कि लेंथ और डायमीटर को दोनों को सिलेक्ट कर ले, इनमें से एक को हम सेलेक्ट कर सकते हैं रिपीटिंग वेरिएबल. तो ऐसे कोई रिपीटिंग वेरिएबल भी सेलेक्ट कर सकते हैं जिनमें से दोनों की डायमेंशन सेम हो. मोस्टली वी सिलेक्ट डायमीटर, वेलोसिटी, डेंसिटी आर लेंथ, वेलोसिटी, डेंसिटी आर डायमीटर, वेलोसिटी, विस्कोसिटी. तो इनमें से कोई ना कोई हम सेलेक्ट कर लेते हैं आमतौर पे. लेट अस सॉल्व फ्यू न्यूमेरिकल रिलेटिंग टू दिस. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल प्रोसीजर इज you have to list the physical quantities involved and count the number of variables n. Then note down the fundamental dimensions. By looking at the dimensions of the physical quantities involved, you can note down how many dimensions are involved in the numerical. Maximum 3 हो सकती हैं, इससे कम भी हो सकती हैं. Calculate number of items n minus 1. n minus m is the number of items to be made. Then write the functional equation. This y is a independent variable, x1, x2, x3, xn are the independent variable. Write the equation in general form. Then select the repeating variables and primary variable. This is a very important step. Equal to number of fundamental dimensions. Then write the each pi term and solve each pi term using the dimension homogeneity, and then repeat the same procedure and finally write this equation and simplify it. Let us solve the same numerical using this method. The resistive force depends on length, velocity, viscosity, density and bulk modulus of air. This is the functional form of equation. We can write in this form. Total number of variables are 6. सारे मिला के 6 हैं. Total number of fundamental dimensions. So अगर हम MLT system, if we are using MLT system, so we can see in this density m is involved, in velocity lt is involved, so it means all the dimensions are coming. So total number of dimensions are 3. Total dimensionless pi terms n minus m 3. So we can write function pi 1, pi 2, pi 3, 0. Note number of repeating variables would be equal to number of fundamental dimensions. So 3 repeating variable लेने हैं. Let we select repeating variable as L, V and rho. So selection of repeating variable depends on the experience of the person, depend on the overall knowledge of the person, so that he can get the better equation. तो इसमें रो और म्यू भी सिलेक्ट किया जा सकता है, लेकिन रो जो है वो बेहतर सोल्यूशन देगा, इसलिए इसको सिलेक्ट किया गया. नाउ पाई टर्म्स कैन बी रिटन पाई 1. इसमें हमने 3 पाई टर्म बनानी है, जैसे यहाँ शुरू हुआ है. पाई 1 विल बी, और तीनों पाई टर्म में रिपीटिंग वेरिएबल आएंगे विद डिफरेंट पावर्स, और हर पाई टर्म में एक नॉन So as you know that the dimensions of pi term are m0, l0, t0 mean no dimensions. So just to equate the power, we can write power 0 for these parameters. And we can write the dimensions of the parameters in pi 1 term L, V, rho and R. Dimension of L is length, for velocity Lt minus 1, for density M L minus 3 power C1, and for force it is M L minus 2. So equating the power of M first, on the left hand side power is 0, on the right hand side power is C1 plus 1. So from this we can get C1. For L, power is 0 on left hand side, and on right side we have the A1 plus B1 minus 3C1 plus 1. So this is power of A1. And for T, power is 0 on left hand side and power is minus B1 minus 2. So from this we can get B1 minus 2. Put the value of C1 and B1 in equation 2, we can get the value of A1. So in this way we can get the value of A1, B1 and C1. Now putting the values in pi 1 term, this is the pi 1 term, A1 is minus 2, B1 is minus 2 and C1 is minus 1. तो पुट कर दें तो ये बन जाएगा R जो ऐसे आ जाएगा R over rho L square V square. So pi 1 आ जाएगा R rho L square V square. Similarly we can get the pi 2. Again we can find writing the equations, equating the powers, we can find values of A2, B2 and C2 both have minus 1. तो इसको भी आप खुद से solve करिए and find the answer. Putting the value, you can write mu over rho LV. This is pi 2. Similarly, you can find the pi 3 term, finding the values of expression by writing the equation, equating the powers. So A1, A3 becomes 0, B3 minus 2 and C3 minus 1. Putting the values, finally we get pi 3 is k over rho V square. Then we can write function pi 1 comma pi 2 comma pi 3 is equal to 0 R, writing the values of pi 1, pi 2, pi 3, that is 0. And we can take the pi term involving the dependent variable on one side and the other on the other side. So you can write pi 1 is a function of pi 2 and pi 3, putting the values. So finally resistive force is equal to rho L square V square function of mu over L rho L VL. इसको हम रेनॉल्ड नंबर भी लिख सकते हैं, बाद इसका भी लिख सकते हैं, over into and comma k over V square into rho. So this is how using this Buckingham's pi theorem we can develop the dimensional form of the equation by using dimension analysis. Another numerical we can redo it 7.32 जो कि मैंने पहले भी किया है, इस मेथड से भी कर सकते हैं. We are involved with 5 variables: drag force, length, velocity, then viscosity and density. Total number of variables are 5. Looking at their dimensions and choosing the MLT system, FLT system, we have 3 dimensions. So number of pi terms are n minus 2. So 2 times pi term इसमें बनानी है. Let the repeating variables are rho VL, density, velocity and length. Writing the pi term, pi 1 will be function of rho VL into one non-dimensional non-repeating variable, that is d. So rho power A1, V power B1, L power C1 into d, and pi 2 will be a function of rho VL and one non-repeating variable mu. So rho power A2, V power B2 and L power C2. Then writing the dimensions of the equation, dimension of pi term is F0, L0, T0, equating the powers again. We can find the value of A1 minus 1 आ गया, B1 minus 2 and C1 minus 2. Putting the values, so pi 1 will be d over rho. Similarly, we can do it for pi 2. Again, substituting the dimensions and equating the powers, making 3 equations. Again, we can find A2, B2 and C2, which comes to be minus 1. Putting the values, so pi 2 is function of rho over mu over rho VL. So mu को अगर नीचे ले आए, so it is rho VL over mu, that is Reynolds number. So it is actually function of Reynolds number. Finally, writing this function pi 1, pi 2 is 0 R. We can write pi 1 is a function of pi 2. So finally, we can write drag force is rho V square L square function of Rm. So this is how, using the Buckingham's pi theorem, we can develop the equation by dimension analysis. So again, you should do it at your places to understand it more. There's another numerical have been given, तो इसको आपने खुद से करना है. इसमें भी पैरामीटर बता दिए, shear stress वगैरह बाकी, और उसी तरह आपने इसकी जो सेलेक्ट करने रिपीटिंग वेरिएबल उसकी आगे इक्वेशन बना के इसको फाइनली ये आपके पास आंसर आ जाएगा. So this is about today's lecture. Now anybody having any question, please ask. Yes, any question from your side from today's lecture? Yes, any question from your side from today's lecture? So if there is no question, I will end the meeting over here. So this is the last week of teaching, as I mentioned. So best of luck for your exams for mid and eds, and also we'll meet on campus during exams and also later for psychomotor assessment. So during your psychomotor week, you should submit all your assignments and all your submissions, CEP जो भी आपको दिया गया है, ताकि हम उसको evaluate कर सकें. और during that week, you should be having the lab quiz and also bring your lab copy so that you can check it. किसी को क्वेश्चन है इस हवाले से पूछ ले ताकि मैं इसको एंड करूँ मीटिंग को. Anybody having any question from today's lecture? So I try to go through these slides. Try to download इसकी रिकॉर्डिंग भी आपको मैं आजकल में शेयर कर दूंगा, उसको भी लें और अच्छी तरह इसको प्रिपेयर करें. So I will end the meeting over here. CRs I will share the class list जो भी इसमें प्रेजेंट हैं, उनकी आपको अपने सेक्शन के मुताबिक मार्क करके मुझे एंड ऑफ दिस वीक जो है वो जितनी भी लैब और थ्योरी की अटेंडेंस हैं वो एक्सेल में डाल के भेज दें डेट वाइज. ठीक है?
ओके सर.
Okay, so I'm going to end this meeting over here. So we'll meet as I mentioned on campus. And if you have any question relating to this course, this topic, तो वो आप through WhatsApp अपना वॉइस मैसेज जैसे भी उसको लिख के कर सकते हैं या ईमेल के थ्रू पूछ सकते हैं. I will try to respond accordingly.